everyone, I'm Nicol David, and I'm so excited to be sharing with you today on your speech day. I was asked to just share a little bit about my story, and I thought, well, let's give it a go. So, I started when I was 5 years old. I was born in Penang, and I'm the youngest of three girls, and my dad is a engineer, a civil engineer, but he's also a sportsman himself. So I got a little bit about of his age as a sports person. And my mom, she's a school teacher, and she taught English in a Chinese boys' school. So she has a lot of patience to put up with all those boys for 20 years. But at the same time, she was very patient to put up with me, the most hyperactive kid, trying to do everything and anything. And when I was 5 years old, there was a first public squash center that was built by my dad's friend. And so that's how he introduced my dad to get my sisters to come involved and get involved with squash. But I was far too young to play squash, so I had to actually get my dad to get a racket cut into half and join the butt of the racket to then get me started. And it was a wooden racket, so it was really heavy. But the moment I actually had my first experience holding that mini racket of mine and going on that squash court for the very first time with my sisters, hitting the ball, I just fell in love with squash. Squash was just all I could ever dream of. And I just woke up in the morning thinking about squash, playing the game every day with my sisters after school. I couldn't wait to finish school and jump on the squash court and get better and see myself improving all the way. So, but then I love the game so much because if you love what you do, everything comes so easy, and you dedicate yourself and find no excuses. So I will be going training, I'll be working hard, and before you know it, I saw myself getting stronger, getting faster, and seeing myself improve every year. And before you know it, I got the results. So the better I got, the results came in. I started winning international tournaments, local tournaments, and the biggest international tournament that I won was the Asian Championship title, and it's for the seniors when I was 14 years old. And I was playing players that were double my age or 2 heads taller than me, and I managed to beat them at 14. So I was truly proud, and I thought I want to keep striving to get better. So then next year I won my first ever world junior title, and in Malaysia, no one else as a female athlete has won a world title before. So I was very pleased with how I have done and to be able to accomplish that, but I wanted more. So I kept training harder, and after SPM, I won my second world junior title, and that's when that moment I decided I wanted to become a professional squash player. So I convinced my parents I want to play on the pro tour, and they let me give it a go. So I went and did really well the first year, and the second year I told my parents, okay, I want to be the best, and to be the best, I have to move out of Malaysia and train with the best. And my coach, Liz Irving, was in Amsterdam, so I told my parents that I want to move to Amsterdam to fulfill my dreams and goals and to be world number one and world champion one day. And they were hesitant, obviously, but they gave me their blessings and they let me go. So I was so thrilled to be in Amsterdam and to actually be training with the best squash coach in the women's tour. So but at the same time, I was put into my place very quickly. She asked me what did I really want for my squash, and I told her I want to be world number one and I want to be world champion. Oh, to do that, it really takes 7 years to get there. So I was thinking, oh wow, I don't know whether I can do this. Thinking, did I make the right decision to come here? But really, it was the best decision I made. She made it so clear that to do that, I had to really follow a plan and stick to it and work really hard to get where I wanted to go. I had to improve my technical aspect, the tactics, my movement, my strength, my mental toughness. All these things I had to improve because I still had to match up with the top girls. So that was very, very important to me to follow what she told me, because she said you have to set small goals to reach the bigger goal. So all these areas were my small goals. Like I have to improve my technique to from zero to start building again. And it was very tough. I was running so fast in my movement and I wasn't efficient enough. So that one goal is to make sure I work on my movement efficiently, so I move fast, but I don't have to work 3 times as hard. And also I had my tactics where I needed to improve on my attacking game and also know how to have 3 plans, plan A, plan B, plan C, to apply when I play the top level of squash. So all these things had to be put into small goals so that I can accomplish these goals to get to the bigger goal. So I worked really hard. I did not miss one day of training, and I committed myself to every day and to the plan that she set for me. And I know for a fact that if I miss one day, I will prolong my end goal and I won't get to world number one the way I should. So I stuck to it. No matter what, I woke up every day tired, exhausted, but I knew everything counts. And even there were some moments where I didn't feel so good in tournaments, but I saw myself improving each time with all those goals. And the more I got all this progression, then I started getting better as well. And I managed to reach my goal, which is to be and I got to world number one when I was 22 years old in 2006, and I won my first World Open title at 2005, and I was so happy to achieve all of that. So I know for a fact that everything I did was truly part of the way to go. And at the same time, I had a lot of competition around me to continue to keep pushing me to improve, to get better, because being world number one is one thing. To stay there is a whole different ballgame. So I had to learn very quickly that I had to work even harder to be world number one. I had to train so meticulously in the small details to improve myself, because those are where I don't want my opponents to come and attack me in those weak areas that I have. So I'm constantly looking for improvement. So all these areas have made me the person that I am today, and also the squash player that I was running for at world number one for 9 years, and the achievements that I've achieved, having 8 world titles and numerous wins, that really it doesn't quite kick in at the time, but I was so focused on my goals. I was so focused on the process, and I was so focused on the fact that if I improve every small area, I will get better. And that was my aim every single time. So at the end of the day, my squash was just a true testament to my life and the learnings that I have brought in to what I do in anything. All of you can apply all these small things that I've learned throughout my squash career, and I want to just share with all of you that the 3 things that really I want to point out is to just love what you do, because if you have a passion and in your gut you feel it's right, just go for it. Give yourself a chance to try, and don't stop yourself from doing what you truly love. The second thing is to trust the process. I worked with my coach and she really put it very clear, a plan and a process to take, and I stuck to it right through the very end. And also, the third thing is to know that competition is actually a good thing. I learned from my opponents, I learned that they are gonna, and don't feel like you're fearful of what they are gonna put in front of you. Just embrace it. Competition is everywhere, and don't take it as a negative thing, but a positive thing to improve yourself. And that's what squash has really taught me. And I hope my little sharing here today can also help you in some ways in your own daily lives. So thank you very much for this time. Have a great year ahead. Keep safe, and hope to see you all soon personally. All right, bye.